Smack talking where the legends live and the rookies get schooled in law. This ain't just talk. This is smack talking raw. You ready, Pinky? Judge always Ron. Let's lay the smack down. Boom.
What's going on, everyone? It is Smack Talking Raw. I'm Pinky. We've got Ronstradamus back in Colorado. What's going on, partner?
What's going on, Pink Daddy? What's going, man? I'm gonna tell you like this. I come back to Colorado and all of a sudden stuff just goes foul. Straight up foul. Broncos lose. Okay, we needed that to get our heads out of the atmosphere. We kind of needed to lose. We didn't want to lose to the Jaguars like that. But it's okay because we'll see them again and we're going to punch them straight in the face. So that's number one. Number two thing that happened is we have a situation to where I'm playing fantasy football. I got my team on right. My team is on lockdown, ready to make some things happen. And at the end of the day, sorry, my dogs is barking. That's another thing that's going wrong. Somebody's coming into the house during the middle of our show. No, the dog's going to start barking. So anyway, so then I'm rocking my team, getting it ready. Kincaid for Buffalo. They don't come with it. He gets 0 points. But I'm going in and I'm up 22 points going into the Monday night game. So I'm not going to watch the game because if I watch the game, I'm going to be in a situation. So I would peek at it. So in the first quarter, Christian McCaffrey's got 10.64 points. And I'm like, oh, man, this is looking bad already. So then I turned it off. I said, I ain't going to look to the end and I'll see what happens. I look about 5 minutes left in the game, and he's got 30 points, 31 points. I am up in the damn thing, and all of a sudden I'm eliminated from the game because of Christian McCaffrey. So I am not a Christian McCaffrey fan. He is out of my life now forever, and that's what I got to say about that. Eliminated from the whole fantasy football. Well, actually, I'll be in the third place game. But that ain't it, man. You don't get no trophy for third place.
Nope. Nobody remembers third place. Yeah, right. I had Christian. I was down 9 points. My opponent had Jonathan Taylor, and I had Christian McCaffrey, and I ended up pulling out the W. Let's go. So Christian McCaffrey's all right in my book.
Man, I'm gonna tell you like this. For all of y'all out there that's watching WWE. We're going to talk about that in a minute because I have this thing called the Ron Rant. We're going to talk about it. But if you're out there and you're doing fantasy football or anything like that, just don't take it too seriously, man. Because like when I lost, I couldn't sleep last night. I'm sitting up there. I'm dejected. I'm in a situation to where I'm like, man, if I'd have done this, if I'd have made this trade, if this person would have done that. Anyway, long story short, we lost, so we're out. How has your week been, Picky?
Well, last night was great. I got in the finals in 2 leagues, and I won like $4.
We already talked about that. The other things, other stuff.
I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain, man. My new job is great. We're rocking and rolling. It's all good, baby. So let's talk some WWE. Let's get rolling.
Let's do it. So for everybody that's watching today, we're just two wrestling fans that have a podcast, Smack Talking Raw. First of all, hey, Samuel, get it, baby. We're just two wrestling fans that love this. We get on the program. We talk wrestling. We get out here and make sure that we got things. What's up, Matt? We just get out here and just do our thing, man. So stay on. We're going to talk about some really incredible stuff today. Today, we're going to be talking about 25, 26 WWE moments. I'm doing great, Sam. How are you? And Matt, how are you? It's Christmas time, man. There ain't nothing to be wrong then.
Christmas time in the Rockies, and it's like 60, 70 degrees.
Right. I feel like I'm back in LA. This is stupid. So we have this segment that we do, and it's called Ron's Rant. And so before we get into the 26 best WWE moments, I'm going to have my rant of the day. So my rant of the day is Triple H and WWE, you have taken too long of a freaking break from the bloodline. When the bloodline was kicking it, you guys wrote it all in and you said, we got something that's gold and we're going to carry it on into the future. That ain't happening no more, yo. So we got champions. We got Cody Rhodes, who's a champion that ain't doing nothing. He's been fighting Drew McIntyre since CM Punk stopped fighting Drew McIntyre. They've been in this categoric fiasco for the last. Drew McIntyre hasn't beaten Cody once. How in the hell can you be in a feud where you have not won? So that's number one. Number two, we got Gunther. Gunther's coming out, and I remember when Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker, which is what Triple H was trying to just accomplish, getting that big old pop of hate for Gunther. It ain't working, bro. Austin Theory, they try to get him to be the masked superstar, the masked singer. Give him a microphone, let him go to Fox. That at the end of the day, there ain't stuff happening. There's nothing happening. We're not bringing up any young guys. We brought up Javon. We brought up Austin Theory. We brought up Braun Breaker. But at the end of the day, are they needle movers? I don't think so. So the thing that's really important is to put, as a fan of WWE, the best way to get better product on TV is not tune in. Watch all the recaps and get yourself into a position to where you're up to speed with what's going on. But this product sucks right now. I'm watching a tape Monday Night Raw, and that Raw sucked. That was the worst Raw I've ever seen in the history of Raw. When Shawn Michaels was fighting Doink the Clown and all that sort of stuff back in 1989, that was way better than what we saw last night. It was stupid. It's ridiculous, and I'm done with my rant.
All right. Well, I'll hit up Matt. Matt, we do another show that's more football and nonsense in other sports if you into that later. That comes on in an hour and a half. So join us for that if you like other sports besides wrestling. God, Ron, all that was good, man. I can't even argue with you. So I'm sure this will get you fired up because I thought there was quite a few things on this list that just don't seem right.
Come on with it. I'm fired up. I'm fired up.
Top 25 moments, not the top 25 matches.
Okay.
So, and let me share my screen, and I'll get you fired up here.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Also, for everybody's tuning in, drop a like or comment like Matt and Samuel are doing. We're super fired up to just chat with you. All right, let's go. Make it happen.
All right, number 25, Omos manhandles Microman, and this was at Triple Mania. And this was a fun moment. I don't know if it's one of the top 25.
Yeah, I mean that's child abuse, man. You know what I'm saying? I thought about it at the time. That's just not right. You don't do that to a little guy, man. That almost is what 7'7" or something like that.
I think he's 7'3".
Yeah, and him holding something that's terrifying, dude. So yeah, that ain't on my list, man.
I love it. We'll move quickly then. This is SummerSlam, if I remember right. And I love Jacob Fatu. I thought this was a crazy cool thing that he did, but I hated this match in general. So I don't know why this is on the list.
Yeah, this was not memorable to me because I hated the match so much. But I mean, it's kind of crazy to see a big man like that do something like that. So we crave to have like big moves and big memorable things, but when you put it in the middle of a match that doesn't really make sense, it ain't really that big a thing.
And if I remember right, this is after the match was over because the MFTs had come in and were messing with him at that point.
Right.
So
right.
This is a shame because I love Fatu. He's my dog. Love that guy. I hated seeing. I hate seeing this on the list, and this is WWE's list. So this is actually them, not Bleacher, not ESPN. This was WWE, and they put it on YouTube.
No wonder their programming has sucked this year. Freaking Paul. All right, next.
We got Gunther retiring Goldberg.
You know, at the end of the day, it's a historical moment, and it was a pretty decent match, all things considering. But I think Goldberg should have retired like 10 years before this. So him having a last match, whatever, took a little of the static away from me. What about you?
Well, what's funny is this is actually one of his best matches of all time. And it ends with him getting choked out, right?
Right.
This was actually one of his best matches. It's like a 15-minute match. Goldberg ain't never had no 15-minute match. It's like 5 minutes and done.
He didn't need to because he was controlling the whole thing. Maybe you get one or two moves and it was going to be a jackhammer or power slam and then it's all over, you know?
So, yeah. The problem, I don't think this was memorable. And that's where I do think it deserves to be on the list. I'm glad it's towards the end, but it's just you kind of forget that it happened. Becky Lynch returns at WrestleMania.
I love Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is a quality. She's actually brought quality wrestling back to the women's division this year. But as far as being a memorable moment, I wouldn't have remembered that Becky made a return at WrestleMania. It doesn't stick out to me at all. I think that they screwed Bayley on that one because Bayley was supposed to be in that tag team match. That's what more sticks out to me, not with who took her place. Because then she won the titles with Lyra, and the next night they lose the titles, and then she turns heel. It was too quick and didn't have enough burn to me.
Right. I don't think it built on that friendship with her and Lyra enough. And then, but I'm so glad Becky Lynch came back this year because she is the best heel on the women's program. Her feud with Lyra is great. Her current feud with Maxine is awesome. I think she lifted Lyra Valkyria's stock so much, and she's done the same thing with Maxine. Maxine has had some great promos. She's had great vignettes with her training with Natty. Like, Becky has done such a great job of lifting both of these girl stocks. I'm hoping she gets back into the main event picture and out of the intercontinental title scene. She deserves it because we need her against Liv or her against Stephanie or her against Tiffany, her against Charlotte.
Well, peep game though. How does she get out of the intercontinental loop though? Because at the end of the day, if she loses to Maxine or Maxine Dupree or whatever, how does she go up to the main level if you lost to the intercontinental champion? So that's another thing. It's like you've booked yourself into a corner. And if you book yourself into a corner, how do you get yourself out? Now she's going to be the crazy girl. She takes the powers of Bayley and she's like, one day she's happy and one day she's unhappy. And then she's mad and she's sad and all that. Like, the booking doesn't make sense, Triple H. Oh, I just want to understand. You know what I mean? I want to get to love the product again, man.
I was going to say, Ron, you're the writer in this group. You write it up. You tell the people how it happens. But that's what needs to happen because she is a great antagonist. She can absolutely have a feud with any of the major women, make it interesting, make it fun, and make us care. And I think that's important.
I think that what would be neat to have happen is have Finn Balor somehow beat CM Punk for the title. Seth Rollins comes back and he gets enthralled with the thing with Judgment Day. And then Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins then are attacking the Judgment Day, and that just puts her naturally into the top conversation. That's the only way I can see her really getting in there in that regards.
Okay. Well, at least there's some chance.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I don't know if you remember this one.
Yep.
Hardy Boys won the NXT tag team titles shortly before their final match with with the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool, not memorable to me.
Yeah, I think maybe the match with the Dudley Boys is maybe a memorable moment of 2025. I thought they actually put on a pretty good show.
Right.
For all four of those dudes being late 40s, early 50s. The Hardys going through tables and stuff at their age, I just makes no sense to me. Like I stubbed my toe and I'm banged up for a week,
That's a thing about the booking. When you have wrestlers that are in their 40s and 50s, I don't know. I get out of the bed in the morning sometimes and I'm wondering who threw me through a table. I'm like, what in the heck just happened? I only got out of the bed, right? These guys are, granted, they're putting their bodies through extreme situations to get a pop off, right? But at the end of the day, do I want to watch 48-year-olds fight against each other rather than watching 20-year-olds that are going to be around on my TV for the next 15 to 20 years fighting each other? That's what it comes down to.
I always get it confused. Is it Jeff the one that wears the paint?
Jeff is the paint. Matt is the not in as good a shape.
Yeah, Matt doesn't have it. He's slow as molasses at this point.
Yeah.
Like, he should probably be done. But I get it. They're still making money. As long as people still want to pay to see him, I can't fault the guys for making their money. But at some point, you're going to have to decide, do I want to not be able to move with my grandkids, or do I want to spend great quality time with my grandkids? You're not going to be able to have both.
Awesome. Matt, you're going to subscribe to the show, so that's awesome, not being a wrestling fan. So maybe we can convert you over when the product gets good. Just keep watching us, brother.
I will say,
yes,
this moment in the Royal Rumble was one of the funniest moments of the year.
Yes.
And I would argue it's maybe one of it's at least in the top 20, 25 of funniest moments of all time. To see him in backstage with Triple H, and then what's his name got jumped? I think it was Carmelo, right? Was it Carmelo that jumped him?
Yes. Yes.
Carmelo. Who did he jump? Oh, it was the small Asian guy.
Tajiri, not Tajiri. The other dude. We know who you're talking about. So
guy from American Made. Hang out with Otis.
So when Braun came out and he started running the ropes, and I Am Speed is in the ring, he had no idea that he was about to get catastrophe put on him.
I mean, that hit looked devastating. Just devastating. And then you listen to Braun Breaker talk about it, and he was like, yeah, I think he missed up his mark. He was supposed to be here, but he wasn't. So then when I hit him, I'll just be honest, I don't think I've seen Braun Breaker hit the ropes that fast, that hard ever. Like, I mean, he hit some pretty damn good, but like, I feel like if we timed it, that was the quickest he's ever done. And he would have put him through a wall. That's how.
What number is this on the list?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. 20. See, that's 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty good. I think this was a really good moment. I do agree with it being on the list. Oh, I thought I shared it. There we go.
I mean, this was a crazy spot by EO. She gets up there with a trash can. But the thing that turned me off about this, and I don't know, for those of you that are watching the program right now, if you see a trash can with a person's name on it, do you not know that they're going to use the damn trash can in some capacity? There was no hidden vigor about it. They were going to use the trash can. And that's what took it away from me. It's like, how many times did she practice with this trash can? It didn't seem impromptu at all. It seemed completely scripted.
Well, she did not practice with the trash can because you just can't. But she did this last year. So that's where, again, it's like, okay, it is still a cool moment. I do love that it's got her name on it. I love Io Sky. I think I would vote her, and we'll probably do it next week, but I would probably give her the award for Best Female Wrestler of the Year in WWE, right? I think probably would agree Toni Storm outside of
Toni
WWE.
Storm is the best woman in the world right now. Even though Mercedes has all the titles, Toni is the one that makes me go over to the other side. That's for sure.
Right. Full show. So hopefully we'll get some more crazy cool stuff for Io Sky in 2026. We'll see how long this new women's tag team division stays going for. I think we were recently talking about your girl, Maxine. See, I gave you credit. Your girl. You like that?
Well, you know who the ultimate my girl is, so don't even try to play me, sucker. Sucker. No, I'm just playing. So yeah, Maxine Dupree, she's come a long way in the last few years. I remember when her and LA Knight were trying to get the Alpha Academy together, and they were doing this. We're the management team. So to go from there to be in the Intercontinental Championship, bravo, bravo. Does she deserve it? You know what? For a lower title, I think it's a perfect person to put the belt on right now, to give her the chance to grow it, to get some people behind her, and eventually maybe make her a long-term product for the future, as far as for WWE in the heavyweight division.
And if she never moves up to the main event scene, we know she's a talented mid-carder. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? We need Maxine Dupree's, we need Lyra Valkyria's, we need Chelsea Green's to keep the mid-card interesting and help that new talent, because they can't all be winners, right?
That's right.
They can't all be winners.
I didn't show you my shirt. This is when Daniel Bryan beat John Cena at SummerSlam, and then
Gross.
Randy Orton cashed in the Money in the Bank on him with Triple H as the referee.
I am not a Daniel Bryan fan at all.
He's one of the great ones. He was a B+ player, but he played that role great.
Yeah, I can never get behind him or the Yes movement. I didn't like that. I think this is one we can both agree on. Sucked. Brock Lesnar returns.
Big moment. You know, the thing that really bugs me about this whole thing is there is no payoff. All of a sudden, Brock Lesnar comes back. He kicks John Cena's butt at SummerSlam. At WrestlePalooza, he comes and beats John Cena in a few minutes. And I thought there was going to be one last match where John was going to be able to stand up to Lesnar, and there was no such thing. I was at the SummerSlam where Lesnar suplexed him 16 times. That was crazy. Crazy. And there was no payoff for John in regards to that. So where do we go from there? You know, does Brock Lesnar say, okay, Gunther, you beat John Cena, I did too. Let's get it on at WrestleMania. Does that make me want to tune in for that match?
So Cena was on the Chris Van Fleet show the week prior to his match, and he talked about Brock Lesnar coming back, and he said the whole WrestlePalooza thing was trying to get more eyes on WrestlePalooza ESPN, right? And then B, making Brock Lesnar look like a beast for next year, which John kind of alluded to. It might be Brock Lesnar's retirement match in Minneapolis in SummerSlam against a big, badass opponent. That you got to make Brock look strong in order to make the guy that takes him out look even better. So from a business, John talked about it as it was best for business, which is something that you'll hear those John, The Rock, a lot of them will talk what's best for business. I still think a match between them, WrestlePalooza happens, awesome. Then we get Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, and Cena gets to go Super Cena and overcomes, finally squashes that giant, and we're good. But I know that doesn't help Brock Lesnar for 2026.
That's right.
Let's see here. This got zoomed in really big, so I just want to make sure how it shows up here. We got the Vision turning on Seth Rollins. This was on Monday Night Raw.
What does that say? IBUB.
I don't know. He's maybe pocket typing.
Yeah, that's a pocket dial. That was good. I like it. I'm trying to put words together. I'm like I-ba-ba, G-ba, blah, 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 blah. So on this, we kind of already knew that Seth was hurt. Like a lot of people, it was on the dirt sheets and everything like that. So when the Vision turned on Seth, it was a product of Seth being hurt, which had to shuffle everything. You had to get Logan Paul to be a part of it. You have the Masked Singer coming out. You have all these different people that were affected by this move. So was it a big move? I guess it hasn't played itself out enough to play that out for me. What about you?
I mean, I think it's a big moment of the year. I do think it does qualify for that because this is but they had to do it, right? Because he was going to be injured. He's out until they're saying he might be back by WrestleMania. He finally got out of the sling because he's been on Good Morning Football the last 2 weeks without a sling on, so he's gotten out of that. So I think he's getting better. But when you know how a shoulder is, man, it can take a while for that to get right to where he can get back to doing the things he can do. So.
Man, I tore my rotator cuff in 1991, and I'm telling you, 34 years later, it still don't feel right.
Well, I mean, with today's technology, they could probably get back in there and help you out. But that I think this was a big moment, and I think it would definitely deserves to be on the list. Where it might be on the list for me, I don't know if I think it's in the top, almost in the top 15. I don't know if that would make it for me, but I do think it deserves to be on that list. And I still love Bronson Reed, and I love Seth Rollins.
And you know what, guys and girls, like if you're watching this show, chime in what you think your top 5 or so matches are or moments from 2025 are. Because like I don't agree with everything that's on this list. As a matter of fact, I think that's the reason why the booking sucks so bad is because people are sitting up there like, that was my idea. I was in creative and I should be. No, shut up. Little boy, I want to do a rock on him, but I'm real mad at the rock right now. Bottom line is we got to get our situation to where we get some good moments. It's not hard to write wrestling.
That is absolutely true. And then it was Tiffy time. And Tiffany Stratton cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase against her friend, Nia Jax, and takes the title.
Whenever you win a title, it's hard not to put you on the upper echelon of moments. And so Tiffy, her title was kind of like, but that moment was really cool.
I will also throw in kind of a side note. I thought her entrance at WrestleMania was pretty damn good.
Yes.
Her coming out of a Barbie box.
Out of a Barbie box was sick. Yes.
I thought that was pretty, and that was her idea. So kudos to her. I love this too because I just thought they played this really well from a story perspective of if she had the briefcase, she was tagging along with Nia everywhere. You had that like, is she going to cash in on Nia? Is she not? They had those kind of moments where she looked like she was going to cash in and Nia was like, no, And then she finally does on Nia. And then she had a pretty good title run, in my opinion. The best you can have on SmackDown, because again, I don't think there's a lot of competitors on SmackDown in the women's division. So I thought she did okay. But I did think this was a pretty damn cool moment. And I'm excited to see what Tiffy does as she comes back from her, short period of time off.
You're such an optimist.
I'm the baby face and you're the heel. That's how this works.
So War Games and Braun Breaker beating CM Punk with the help of the Masked Singer and Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns coming in and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it could have been better. At the end of the day, it could have been better. I mean, you had the Masked Singer come out, and now we know that that's Austin Theory. So Austin Theory, aside from John Cena, he ain't beat nobody in like 10 years, and he's only been in wrestling about 6. So I'm just trying to say, like, how in the heck? I mean, he was U.S. champion for a long time, but at the end of the day, what has he ever done? So this story that they're telling, it doesn't live up to the moment so far. Long term, does it? Maybe. But with the Triple H era being what it is, I just saw my boy CM Punk take a loss that he didn't necessarily need to take from Braun Breaker.
But we've seen, what sucks about that on Raw last night is we've seen that play out like 5 or 6 times. Main event of the night, the Vision versus somebody, and then all of a sudden the third member, second or third member of the Vision comes out, they spear, done. Like we've seen that already. It's enough. It's enough. Hopefully we can stop this shenanigans for 2026. I didn't think this War Games match was that great. I think Braun Breaker's getting better character and mic wise, so I'll give him some credit there. That at least I'm like, okay, I'm a little interested in what you have to say now, but I still don't think this was a great moment of a top 25 moment of the year, in my opinion.
No, and it's like after watching Blood and Guts, the other organizations, I mean, like sometimes there's a little bit too much, but then there's not enough, right? Why put them in the cage if they're not going to bleed? Why put them in the cage if there's not any real animosity? Like these guys, they feel like they could just be, oh, like I'm mad at you right now, but you did a good move. Good job. Let me tap you on the shoulder right now. It doesn't feel like there's real hatred amongst them. And that's the thing that makes me so frustrated about this. Could just be a Ron's rant. I think we're going to change the show from Smack Talking Raw to Ron's rant. You know what I'm saying? Because the product sucks. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, I've been a wrestling fan for 41 years. 41 years. And in 41 years, I have watched the Four Horsemen beat Dusty Rhodes up in a parking lot. I have watched the Midnight Express fight against the Rock and Roll Express. I have watched Hogan fight against Savage. I've watched The Rock and Stone Cold go at it. I've watched all these different things. DX going against WCW, all these things. And the product right now, the thing that I just dislike about it is that there's no continuity in anything. When I'm watching wrestling, it's like, okay, Braun Breaker has gotten a title match with CM Punk on January 5th to try to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, well, after Seth Rollins got hurt, why didn't he immediately get a championship? Because he was the one that put Seth Rollins out. Why do you have to wait 3 months? Like the continuity of the story just sucks balls, man. And if you're watching this show, it's like, I remember my friends, they're always like used to mess with me in the past. And if you're being honest, wrestling fans, this is what I'm talking about. We celebrate wrestling because we love the stories. We love to be with our friends and be like, dude, did you see that on Monday night? Did you see that on Friday night? Did you see the PLE? And we're like, yeah, man, that was incredible. The Bloodline story, when it was popping, and everybody was like crying because this happened and Jey Uso and Sami Zayn and all this sort of stuff. But since then, it is trash. And so because it's trash, what happens is we sit here and pay our monies to go and see it, and we go and watch trash. We got to stop watching trash. And the only way to get out of watching trash is to opt out for a little bit. You opt out for a little bit and just follow programs, and you'll see, okay, it's getting better, and you hear a buzz. Then tune back in. But if you continue to buy into the program and this is awesome, this is awesome. What is awesome? What is awesome? There's nothing on the program right now that is awesome. This is mediocre. You know, that's what I more want to chant about things. They're not pushing the Carmelo Hayes. Where in the hell is Trick Williams? Where is Obafemi?
So, Trick Williams is coming. Trick Williams is coming. That's the rumor. That's why he's not on NXT anymore. He's coming.
But that's what they did with him. They're a year too late on Trick Williams. But anyway, long story short, I'm going to watch professional wrestling till I die. But right now I feel like I'm dying. So I'm trying to get some resuscitation into the program because I don't want to die watching a crappy ass product. They have so many gifted superstars right now that they have available to them, especially the younger stars, and they're not building them because Triple H has gotten complacent. And in his complacency of his booking right now, we got a moment of Braun Breaker spearing CM Punk after the Masked Singer came into the ring to try to get this victory. And where does the Masked Singer fit into this? On Monday Night Raw, they're talking to Paul Heyman with the rest of the group, and they're like, we don't trust him. We don't want him. Well, okay, that's a great plan. You're the heels. You're supposed to have the ultimate plan. Okay, I'm going to put myself on mute. I need a timeout.
I'm going to make you happy on this next one. This next one's going to make you smile. I promise.
Okay.
Pinky promise. Naomi cashes in Money in the Bank and wins.
That is your women's wrestler of the year right there. She made wrestling interesting because when nobody thought she was going to cash in, she cashed in a match that was already awesome, and she made it better. And she said, "Deuces, I'm getting pregnant, and I'll be back next year to beat whichever heifer still has my title." Know what I'm saying?
If she hadn't gotten pregnant, I would absolutely agree with you that she was the wrestler of the year. This is why I would still give it to Io Sky. But Naomi was winning that MVP race until she got injured. So,
yeah, that was we were together on that match, and that match was fire.
We freaked out because it was such a great match, and then Naomi had already been put through a table by Jade, so we were like, oh yeah, they're like that didn't even cross our mind that Naomi was going to come out and cash in. That may have been one of the best bookings that they've done all year.
One of the best moments of 2025 is that right there.
I think this would be in the top 5 for me. Sure.
For sure.
And I don't know what my buddy Caleb, he hates Naomi. He doesn't like her at all. I think her whole heel turn was fantastic. Her stuff with Jade, her stuff with Bianca, that whole turning of her character, this whole proceed with caution stuff, like I thought it was amazing. And I thought all of her work in the ring was great too. So kudos to Naomi. I'm glad she's taking some time off to start a family with Jimmy. And we'll look forward to seeing her when she comes back next year.
Yeah, because like for so long they held her down. She was not up to anything. She left and even went to TNA to go and wrestle for a while because they weren't using her in WWE. And so it's incredible to see what it is that she's brought forth as far as her character, her work ethic. She's always been an incredible athlete, and now she's gotten the just due of just getting the title and getting a little backing behind her. So good job, Naomi.
I think the next 2 are going to make you smile too. I promise. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And this was at Elimination Chamber, and damn, that was good. And to think this was the last time we saw Kevin Owens this year.
Yeah.
And he was injured before this.
And he went all in on this match at Elimination Chamber. And this match doesn't even get spoken about because John Cena turns heel later on in the night that went nowhere.
But I loved these guys going back and forth with the lead up to this match. Kevin Owens taking video outside of Sami Zayn's house and talking trash to him, as you can see Sammy's wife and you can see Sammy's kids. That was epic, man.
Money.
Epic. I was like, this is how you use social media. Like, it was great. So kudos to both of these guys. You can tell they love each other. You can tell they can always be best of friends, and they can be the worst of enemies at any point because, again, they trust each other and they can put together really great matches. This was fantastic. I do think this will make it on the list next week. I would be shocked if we don't have it in our top 25. Pretty sure it's going to be there.
Yeah, tune in next week. And again, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. People rotate in and out. A lot of this is shot live, and we get a lot of people that watch this after the fact. Drop a like and comment. We tape live on Tuesdays, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. And that's 8 o'clock on the East Coast, 5 o'clock on the West Coast. And you can catch us anytime. Subscribe to our podcast. You can do it at Smack Talk and Raw. We have the fattest music intro. If you haven't heard it yet, that is the best music I've heard on any wrestling podcast. As a matter of fact, on any podcast there is. There's one dude that does like 7 minutes worth of intro of his music, or 10 minutes. I don't know, because I always fast forwarded through it. But anyway, we're keeping it real and keeping it real slow. So Smack Talk and Raw, we're here for it. Drop a like, comment, come visit us next week again. Go ahead, Pinks.
So I think this next one's going to make you smile. It made me smile. It made me get all happy inside. Oh.
Yes.
My girl Liv was back. Oh, I missed her. Something about me and crazy women. I'm just attracted to them. I can't help it.
I've met Hannah, so I know. No, just kidding.
She was crazy before our second child. So yeah, she was. She had it. She still got it from time to time.
Yeah,
But
the meds finally started kicking in. I got you. It's all cool. It's all good.
yeah, this was great. They played it great. I know the John Cena Dominic feud was very short, but it was awesome. And to have her come back at this moment, and she slaps Dom, and you can see Cena over here in the corner, like, whoa, what? I don't want to get inside this love triangle, right? And then she jumps on John, and then you see her face change, and it was like, oh no, she's gonna kick him in the balls. Like, we knew what was gonna happen. We were like, no, John, run away, run away. I loved it.
Yeah,
it.
this was John's best match in my opinion. This match with Dominic Mysterio at Survivor Series. I thought that it was just really well planned out because you had the thing where Dominic gets hurt and you think that all this is going on, and people have been saying negative things online about the pop rocks and the choke slam and everything like that. But he gave everybody a chance to come up, and everybody grew as a part of that program with him.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Raquel, Roxanne, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and then Liv shows up, and I mean, WWE is a better place when Liv is around. So
yes,
I'm glad she is back, and this was just great. And now we can get some Liv and Dom, and then we're waiting for that to blow up, right? That's going to blow up at some point. It's got to. They can't do it forever. I'm not sure how I feel about this, so I'm interested in how you feel about this. This was from the very beginning of the year, the first Netflix on Raw on Netflix, and The Rock ceremoniously giving Roman Reigns the
Ula Fala.
Ula Fala. I was going to say Shula Fala. I was like, oh, that's not right. Ula Fala. And that was really about it. I do like Heyman's look here. Like, Heyman's not too sure about this. Is The Rock going to do something? Are we? I mean, I feel like this moment might matter if we get Rock and Roman in 2027 or 2020. Like, if we get Rock and Roman at some point, like, people want to see that match. And I don't know if Rock's got too much more left. So
Rock is 2 days older than I am, and I'm 53 years old. And granted, I'm not training like The Rock or Roman or anything like that, but 53 is for real, bro. It is for real.
No doubt.
I don't know if The Rock, I've seen some pictures of him recently where he's lost a lot of his muscle mass and stuff like that. So I don't know if that match ever happens. That might just be one of those that they were trying to squeeze in at WrestleMania 40 that they missed the opportunity.
Yeah, I feel like they should have just done it and pushed Cody. You know, they could have pushed Cody beating Roman back to SummerSlam. Like, yeah.
Or they could have done this. They could have done it like WrestleMania 10 and have Cody have to have a match against somebody to have a warm-up match, and then have The Rock and Roman fight the first match, and then the winner fights in the championship, as opposed to having Cody and Seth fight for who's going to be whether it's going to be a bloodline rules match in the second part of the night. They could have done something like that.
This next one, I don't know why it's so high on the list. This is Damian Priest, and he launches Finn Balor over the railing onto a table, which is a crazy spot. But is this a top moment of the year? I
don't even remember this.
Yeah, this is top 10. So I don't know where they got this at all. I'm just out on this.
Yeah, because both wrestlers are not top tier wrestlers, so why would that even matter? Honestly.
Right.
I mean, Damian has had a world title, Finn has had a world title, so they're not insignificant, but they're definitely not relevant at this stage in the game.
Personally, being there with tears in my eyes, there's a memorable moment for me. I watched John put his shoes down, take his armbands off. I watched him on the ropes, watching a highlight video of himself. I watched him get out of the ring, turn around, salute everybody. and then walk out. The crowd still stunned by what we had watched.
I just have a problem because they didn't have John get on the microphone and say anything. As a person that was watching on TV, I was bummed out about that because I was like, that's history. You know, the thing that I remember about, and this is, we have a few minutes, so I'm just going to rant for a couple minutes. So John Cena, I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan. And Kobe in his final game with the Lakers scored 60 points and won the game against the Utah Jazz. And his most famous thing that he said is, I want to thank you guys, Mamba out. That'll be etched in history. John Cena said nothing. And that's a bummer because we didn't get to, you don't get a chance to come back and make that moment over again. Him watching the video on the video screen and everything like that, them putting the titles on him from Cody and CM Punk, it would have made so much bigger of a difference for him to say, you know what, I've had 25 years, and even though I gave up, you still can't see me, or something, so that it would emblazon his role in the history. This is the greatest champion of all time. Withered down to a, let me give you guys a salute to peace out. Goldberg got more than that. It just got cut off.
Goldberg.
Good job, John Cena.
A couple of these moments were from the first Raw on Netflix. This is Rhea Ripley winning back her title against Liv Morgan. It's kind of the end of their feud for the year, which was good. They had been in a pretty damn good feud for a while, and this was kind of the culmination of that. And I would say this is definitely in the top 25 of the year. I would say probably towards the back end, but
yeah,
I think it's memorable.
Put this like definitely towards the back end.
Not top 10 like they have it, but it's on the list.
Right.
And I'm just thinking, man, Rhea's getting a good show right now. The heist of the century. Seth Rollins. Actually, I'm sorry. This is not the heist of the century. This is Seth Rollins winning the main event of night one, where Paul Heyman hit CM Punk and Roman Reigns in the nuts, which I feel like is a memorable moment of the year. Paul Heyman turning on Roman Reigns and CM Punk was memorable.
I would have to agree for sure.
So, let's see. AJ Lee comes back. This was the Chicago SmackDown. Chicago got a good SmackDown. It was the last John Cena's last appearance on SmackDown. He wrestled Sami Zayn for the U.S. title. And then later in the evening, as Becky Lynch was slapping CM Punk around, AJ Lee came out. What did you think?
I thought that AJ Lee's comeback has been good, but Becky lost the Intercontinental Championship. So what?
I feel like they would have been better continuing their feud with Becky with the title and letting AJ Lee win it. But having AJ Lee help Becky lose was at least something.
Yeah, I'm just and we don't see AJ on TV very often, so she's more nostalgic than anything right now. So it's cool to have her back, and she's a married girl now. So at the end of the day, I don't look at her the same when she was the crazy wacko chico or whatever that skipped around the ring and everything like that.
Well, she still plays that well. Jey Uso defeats Gunther at WrestleMania and celebrates with Jimmy and solidifies his main event status.
This is the biggest robbery of any WrestleMania I've ever seen, because Gunther has become a jobber because of the fact that he lost to Sami Zayn and to Jey Uso. You can't get any strong credibility when you lose to two people that are either tag team wrestlers or a person that's been proverbially just a mid-carder your whole entire time. Ric Flair, he could make great people look great in every match, but he would never lose. And Gunther, if you're the ring general, you got to be the champ and you got to defend that championship, whatever status that you're in. Like if he would have fought against Brock Lesnar, if he'd have fought against Roman Reigns, if he'd have fought against CM Punk or any of those level of superstars and lost the belt, okay, I understand. Jey Uso with a tap out?
That's the part that I hate is the tap out. Like, hold up. Gunther's one of the beasts of in the division. He's the guy. He's the monster that taps you out. The move was barely thrown on him, and he's tapping out. Get out of here. That was a horrible booking or creative idea. Like whoever came up with the idea, you want to have Jey Uso win, perfectly fine to me. There's other ways to write that in. You could have had Jimmy come down and distract Gunther. You could have had Gunther get too confident, turn his back, and the next thing you know, Jimmy or Jay hits him in the knee or something. Like there's ways to make it where Gunther doesn't look weak but still loses versus making him tap out like a bitch.
Right.
So this one does make me smile. Match was awful. We can agree with that. John Cena and Cody agree with that assessment. But this moment is beautiful.
The moment of him winning number 17 was awesome, but that was one of the worst matches I've ever seen. That was definitely the worst heavy. The only one that may be worse than that is Hogan versus Bundy, WrestleMania 2.
I think Hogan's been in a couple bad ones. But yeah, this one was the match itself was not great, but it led the follow-up because of how bad it was. I think it makes the SummerSlam match even that much better because that SummerSlam match is banging.
Yeah, the SummerSlam match, there was nothing wrong with that. That's for sure.
And then we've got 2 left. So you can imagine what the 2 moments of the year are. The moment that will make you hate Seth Rollins for the rest of your life.
Forever.
Forever. He's dead to you. This was great. It was great cinema, great storytelling. I was fooled. They got me. They didn't get you. You knew. And you knew. As soon as he came out, you were like, that son of a... I know
before then, friend, you know I called it right at Saturday night's main event. You're like, Seth Rollins got hurt. I'm like, no, he didn't. And you're like, yes, he did. They've reported this and this and this. And I listened to this report and Bleacher Report and 16 other things. I'm like, bro, he didn't get hurt. It's going to be a catch-up so that he can catch CM Punk or Gunther and you're like, okay, we'll see. He comes walking out and I'm like, this son of a bitch.
I loved it. It was great. It was awesome. Our buddy Shan was actually at SummerSlam, so he had a great view of that.
Shan, you need to be watching our program, bro. You're one of the biggest wrestling fans I know. We need to have you dialed in and here on the show. Let's get it.
And the number 1 moment of the year. What comes after is a travesty. But I think this moment was the best moment of the year. And it gave us, there was so much like what's going to happen next. Like I think that's what really makes this moment is at that moment in time, what happens next? Where are we going from here?
And the answer is nowhere.
Right. And John Cena did talk about it. I don't know if you got to catch it yet. He was on the Cody Rhodes podcast for his first interview after Saturday night's main event. And he talks about this and you can tell one of the quotes he talks about is the 2 main guys. He actually said the 2 main guys with their dick in the dirt, the guys who were in it, never stopped to even contemplate what do we do if we don't have The Rock and Travis Scott? Because they were supposed to be part of this. Nobody in creative had the idea of what do we do? So now John says in that interview, if The Rock and Travis Scott had continued into this story, they probably don't get Randy Orton and John Cena. They don't get John Cena and CM Punk. And then you maybe don't get the same SummerSlam match with him and Cody.
Rhodes.
So there's some things that may have changed had this story continued. Now, I still think there's that, like, man, I kind of wish I would have still seen that story, though. But it made me go, okay, I guess he's right. And John Cena mentions in that interview, I recommend everybody to check it out. They talk a lot of different things it's just really cool to hear some of it. And one of the things I thought was really cool with John Cena had mentioned, one of his favorite moments of his entire career is the feud this year with CM Punk. Because it got CM Punk to go to Saudi Arabia, make amends to the Saudi Arabian people for the things he said and the way he felt. And John Cena said to see the crowd forgive him and then cheer him was one of the best moments of his entire wrestling career. Because he felt that wrestling brought people together. It brought CM Punk and the Saudi Arabian people together. Maybe they've got opposing views. Maybe they still have opposing views, but they can at least agree to disagree with each other on an even playing field, right?
For one night.
No hate, right? No hate. And he said that was a beautiful thing of this year. I also did enjoy, he did make some comments about Gunther and how much he respects Gunther. He's like, Gunther and I see things differently through different lenses. He may not say some of the same things about me, but I respect that guy, and that guy believes in this canvas. Like, that guy is all wrestling. He is all business. And it was like, I really enjoyed it. I like Gunther a lot. And so I was like, I know he's like, he choked out my boy. He did it. He made himself a big heel. He's getting some heat. I am hoping that they do something with it. Not yet, but hopefully soon. But it was good to hear John say some of those really kind words, and that maybe makes sense a little bit more about why he chose Gunther as his last opponent.
Well, man, this is a great list. And next week we're going to come with the top 25 matches of 2025. And it's going to be hard to find, my friend.
So before we close up the show, you told me there was one moment in the year that you thought should have been on this list.
True.
And which moment was that?
That was the ladder match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. That match was stupid. Everything they did inside of that match was brutal.
This match was brutal. I don't remember it the first time because I was way drunk. This was actually on my birthday, so I will always remember, hey, Cody Rhodes beat the crap out of Kevin Owens on my birthday. It was great. This was fantastic. When I rewatched it, I was like, oh, damn. That Alabama slam to break the ladder,
right,
was nasty.
Ridiculous.
And there's a lot of things that could have gone wrong in that spot for sure.
And maybe it did. That's why Kevin Owens is out.
Oh, the moment for me that's not on this list that I think should be on this list, and is also one of those reasons why I love wrestling, was seeing Stephanie Vaquer win her first championship at WrestlePalooza with her dad in the crowd. It was the first time he's ever seen her wrestle live. And you could feel that emotion from her when she won. She hit that spinning corkscrew, or I don't even know what they call it.
Dragon corkscrew, superplex. Yep.
It's amazing. This was a great moment. I think she's going to be a champ for a long time. She's going to be in the main event scene for a long time. She's awesome. And those moments, and again, I think that's overall talking about this year. It's the moments that create interest, that create our love, that we remember like 5 years from now. Like, oh, I remember when Roman Reigns did this, or I remember when John Cena did that. Like, those moments are what we really remember. And I will definitely remember this moment from 2025. And it should have been on WWE's list.
Should have been, for sure.
Close us out, my friend.
So for those of you that are tuned in to our program, we always appreciate you guys watching. Drop a like or comment. Check out our music. Smack Talking Raw from the beginning is stupid sick. You want to download it as a ringtone, or you want to wake up in the morning and be pumped up, it will do that for you. Our outro is equally as great, so don't miss that. But you want to check out Smack Talking Raw. And if you don't like Smack Talking Raw and you ain't ready for Christmas, we got 2 words for you.
Suck it!
See you next week.
Yeah. Smack Talking Raw. Ron and Pinky in the house. We the main event, yo, the crowd gon' scream. Cena hit the ring, you can see me theme. CM Punk pipe bomb, truth getting told. Stephanie Curve in the ring looking bold. Pinky's on the mic.